Hello and welcome to Cherry Hills, and here we are on the farm. You're just catching me just starting off field prep, but we're not going to be doing this in today's episode. We're going to be looking after some animals. It looks like we need to get our animals looked after. They need feeding and all the other good stuff. Meanwhile, we're going to have the workers start preparing the fields. So the workers are actually working on fields 3 and 10 at the moment with some manure. So getting those two fields up and running, ready for cultivating, and in the case of field 3, ploughing, which we might do in a later episode, but essentially those are some background tasks. So so what we're doing, we're going to nip over to the animals, and let's pop first off to the water truck. Let's just top this one up first off. Our animals are pretty well, let's just say we have a lot of pigs now. We have over 1,300 pigs, and they are generating a huge amount of manure. So this is one of the reasons why we will probably never run out of manure. We have over 800 cows now, and we need to get these guys fed, and they're going to need a lot of food this time out. So I think this has just literally emptied the this has just emptied the water tanker. So we're actually going to do, to do this, we are actually going to purchase some tankers as well. So now we're getting to the stage where basically we are literally we're at a stage where we need a lot of water. So what I'm going to do is purchase another one of these guys, one to use for the cows and the sheep, and one to use for the pigs. So we're going to drop this off first off to the water source and get this filled up, and we will get another boat, and we will basically have that one set up and filled up when we do the cows. So let's start filling this up. Let's quickly get one of these bought. So we're looking for a and HKL. I don't know what HKL means, but I always think hook and ladder. We are going to go for the 8x8 aggregar wheels with a medium bumper. And there we go. So we've got that guy bought. Oops, wrong colour. So actually I am going to just do that, and probably needed another one anyway, so it's fine, we can have two spare. So we need one of the mobile tankers, which is there. We want that in blue. We don't necessarily need the overload pipe, but we're going to get it anyway. Let's get that. Actually, what we'll do, we will actually get this, because we do actually need, and I will grab one of these because I have a sneaky feeling we might need one. Yep, grab one of those. We'll have that in. I think we're going to have this one in this colour for the moment. So we found a use for that spare truck we just bought. That's still filling the water. So we need water for everything. We'll fill up the water for the pigs. We need straw, we need pig food, and we need TMR, and we need grass. So let's first off get these delivered to the yard. By delivered to the yard I mean reset. We should have 2 of those as well. So those are all reset and to the yard. We have over here a tipper truck which had grass in it. Let's just unload that because that is empty. The tipper truck is our kind of mainstay of our fleet for on the farm. We will need to empty the sheep pallets as well. We will do that as well. So there's a lot of stuff we've got to do. I'm just going to get this guy filling up with. I'm actually going to fill this guy up with straw because we need straw and need a fairly large amount. So let's just basically fill that guy. Bottom of the yard we have a couple of trucks, so let's just get out of that one and get into the blue one. The blue one is going to pick up the tank. Let's just get rid of that. Up. Let's move this guy up. So we will just pop him here. We're not so okay. One of the things we have to remember is that basically we have to move this guy away, because he will actually start filling up the other guy because they're quite close. So I'm just going to pop him there whilst we get this guy running. So we no longer have the refill option because we're too far away from the water trigger. But we were actually far close enough to this guy to actually fill up from here. So it's one of the things you kind of have to be careful for with these trailers because of that kind of feature. It's a great feature, we use it for transporting milk and the like, but it is a kind of a little bit of a pain when it comes to when you're doing stuff like this, because you have one tanker that you think I'm filling up okay from, and it's all full and all that good stuff, and then all of a sudden you realise that you actually haven't. You've just started to empty the tank. So we'll take this guy and just slow down. I've overshot the turn there. Oops, we're stuck. I'm really too quick today. Always not this quick. Going on with things. Driving around in circles. That's all we're doing. Okay. Some control issues today. Okay, so we started filling up. This will be full. So that last container of pig food will probably, well, it won't fill up. We'll have to get some TMR in. I sorry, got some TMR, some pig food. So we're using this. We have a lot more pigs than we do have cows, but they should both. I mean, they both need straw. I'm going to drop that guy. Yeah. So the manure trucks are used. Well, they should be pulling from manure. Actually, we should just double check something. Actually, I can't remember which manure tank they're pulling from. That's filling up nicely. Okay, so it's pulling from the pig manure heap, which is cool. So they're literally pulling out of there. Okay, this is not quite full yet. But what we will do is we'll bring some pig food over. Okay, that's all gone, so we'll need to find the other S tipper. Okay, so this S tipper, we need some pig food. So we will go fill up from our mixers. So these are our two mixers. We just need to essentially, we need to fill up. I'm just going to fill this guy all the way up because I'm just going to leave this at the site once we're actually set up. We can just unload as needed. As I say, the pigs do eat quite a lot, so and there's a lot of the pigs, so we'll just leave this there. We've got 3 of these trucks. One's actually all the way at the other side of the map, actually, because it was doing the compost and manure in our last episode, as we're trying to get the greenhouses up and running, and it hasn't actually been transported back. So we will do that later, but we do have the grass truck here, so the grass tipper, which is currently with the sheep, well, sorry, that we just filled with straw, we will basically use that presently to unload into this straw on here, and then we'll do the straw on the cows. The other thing we should potentially think about doing actually is, okay, so that's taking about 5k of that, so yep, so it's all full, we just need to straw on this guy. So let's just get which one are we facing? So I'm going to first off nip here, because if this is I'm going to drop this into the pigs first, because the pigs may take all of this. If they take all of this, then we'll have to go back, and it's kind of like half the journey. And we've gone the cheeky way through the field, so that pig looks like it's got purpose as it runs towards the pigsty. Quite a lot of straw in there. Okay, so we've filled up with straw. We have to go back anyway for some TMR, so we'll do that in the grass. So we'll be sat in this truck for a little bit as we scoot around. We'll unload this straw. And here, this probably will not fill this up, but we will check. Yeah, it's not nearly enough. So we'll do these guys next. We'll do their TMR and the grass, and then we'll do the straw on this one last. So let's go and fill up with TMR. We'll take that from the mixer, and hopefully we'll have enough in the mixer. If we don't have enough in the mixer, we're going to have to do a load. Actually, I think we might actually have to fill the mixer up. Yeah, we might actually have to do a. We have 150k, so that's fine. We actually need to. We do actually need to fill the mixer. So the mixer basically needs grass silage and straw. Once we take this out of here, this will start processing what's left. There's very little left, so we will need to. Top that guy up. I don't know if we'll do it in this episode or not, or we'll get done off camera. The pig food thing, because we've got tons of resources in the pig food. And we've taken from a couple of harvests quite a few things like the potatoes, one in there, some potatoes, one's in there, some of the various sort of proteins and the seed and the grains as well. We've all gone in there. So let's see how much of these guys take. See, they took all of it. And we will need some more. Actually, before I go back, do we have any in the silo? I don't know if we've got any in the silo. I'm not entirely sure forage is actually shown in here. TMR I don't think is shown in the silo list. I can't remember if we actually have any in the silo. I don't want to knock any of those because I don't really want to get them safely. So let's check on the TMR situation in here. I'm not sure if we've got any. So, time mixed ration now, so we actually do need to get some more from in here, which is fine. We'll go down. Oops, almost. I don't think we'll need more than probably about 20k, so we'll fill up with about 20k of the stuff. We'll obviously put the rest because we need to get grass. We need to get a little bit more straw. Obviously we'll use grass for the sheep and for the cows. The sheep, because we haven't got as many sheep, we've only got 200 of them. They don't reproduce as quickly as the rest, or they haven't been. And there's basically, because we bought extra cows as well, so the thing is, what's happened with the cows is they've exploded because of the volume. Same with the pigs. You get to a certain point and it's like a critical mass. And literally when you have so many, they kind of reproduce faster, because the more you have, the more of them there are to reproduce. So effectively, if you think you've got 800 cows, if all of them were to reproduce, she theoretically should have 1600, and then it doubles up. It doesn't quite work like that here in farming sim, but essentially, you know, in theory that's how it would work. So we want some straw, but I'm going to get grass next. I'm going to keep an eye on the grass, because we've only got 300k in the store here. We've only got 300k of the hay. And what we will have to do at some point is do a mow of field 19. So we've been doing quite a few Let's Plays here on Cherry Hills. We're into the 20s now of the Let's Plays. And one of the things I am thinking is I'm going to do a filler Let's Play, something that's going to sit in the middle. So, because we've got a lot of tasks, and on this particular farm, and we've got everything kind of a well-oiled machine. So I'm thinking of running a second Let's Play. Now, the Let's Play I'm thinking of doing is on, essentially, I have basically been preparing a new map, and that new map is the American Outback map, and that map, I've been basically preparing it by doing a couple of things. First off, I have been adding to the base map some production elements. So I have basically been adding, and I just realised we actually need straw for the cows, and that's going to basically take all of So what's happening on there at the moment is I'm getting the map prepared. So I've basically been adding production. So I've basically put some greenhouses on there. I have put an orchard on there, a dairy. I've tweaked the BGA to be more essentially one that doesn't annoy me, and as in basically getting rid of the above ground silo king and putting a below ground silo king in. And also I have been looking at what else have I added? I've added some compost master, and I've added a digest separator similar to the one that's on the Stevie maps. So essentially following a very similar line, I've added a sawmill and joinery. So kind of up the silo size, kind of tweaked the map basically, because the silo was pitifully small. What I will also do is set up kind of with some money. What I'm thinking is, because This is an American map. We're going to use some of them. Essentially, we're going to probably drop in probably somewhere in the region of 5 million. Now, what will happen is when I take and add the money to that, the money will come off this balance. So this map's money balance, when that other map becomes live for our Let's Plays, will be deducted by the value of money that we have on that map that we started. What we will do, we'll actually start with the base starting equipment that the map comes with. However, we'll have an episode which will be essentially the episode 0, where we are basically taking our money and doing our initial setup items. So we've got water, we've got the food all sorted. Okay, so we can actually put this guy away. And so, buying all our trucks, our tractors, combine, and all those good things. And we're sort of purchasing all of those. We will do that in an episode. So that'll be sort of episode 0, as it were. The map, as I say, is essentially going to be custom. In that we will have completely redone. I want, because of the amount of money that's been made, I mean, basically this map made $1 million overnight, over $1 million. So in fact, I may even go, maybe by the time we do this, it'll take me a couple of days essentially to get. Oops, what am I doing? I'm looking for the balance sheet. So basically, this sold 1.3 million in milk last night, and in essence, I will, this will take a couple of days. So realistically, by the time I go live with this episode 0, we'd have had probably 2 more game days out of this map, and what will basically mean it could be somewhere close to 10 million out of in the sort of wallet here. That will basically get split. This map will carry on, of course, so it will quite easily make money. So essentially we'll be transferring the money from this account to the other. In effect, this farm's wealth will be used to start the other farm. We will carry on with this farm, as I say, but we will use the money raised from this farm to actually start us off. So I'm just kind of watching out for that. So we've basically been customizing that map. There's some things that are needed on there. There's more forestry. I did think about using the American wood map version of American Outback, but at the end I decided let's stick with American Outback and let's customize accordingly. And one of the things we've done is we've removed some of the grass pasture land that was on the map, replaced it with essentially placeable space in effect, where we've added, oh wow, we've used all the water, and we haven't even filled it yet. So I'm kind of conscious of time. We've basically been doing this for 30 minutes. So this is, we will basically just fill this last one up and we'll do the sheep. So what I'm going to do, I will fill this up. I will actually grab the other tanker because I don't really want to. This has got plenty of water in. So what we'll do is we will basically get both maps will essentially be up at the same time. The map and the balance from this map will be used to spin up that one. It will be a Big Bud map, so we will be getting Big Bud equipment for that map. We will obviously have the same equipment that we use here. We may end up using different IT runners. So one of the things I'm going to look for this map is an American style truck that we can use for the IT runner. So I've seen a couple before. I think there was a Kenworth truck that would, or a Peterbilt or something like that, that would basically suffice. It has a say it has an IT runner hook and lift, and so I will basically look at that, see if I can find one that will do the job, or essentially have the American style truck, and we'll probably go with those instead of the man that we've been using here. We will probably still use the man trucks for the tippers, although I will see if I can find a tipper that will basically do the job. Unfortunately, the A-frame truck that we use, the AR frame truck that we use, there is no equivalent as far as I know. I haven't seen one, so we'll use the man version of that. So we've got all those. I think they're all filled up with water. I think all the animals are done. Let's take this back over the road, and we'll essentially need to fill everything up. So let's just check our status. So they're all basically set up. We've got pigs. So we're all set with the pigs and the animals. So yep, the cows, sheep, pigs, they're all fed and watered. All we need to do now is basically sit back and relax. Actually we don't. What we need to do is, there are some other jobs that need doing on the farm, and we'll probably be doing those in an episode shortly. So with that, well, I'm going to leave it here, and there we are. Here we are on Cherry Hills. We are basically finishing up our episode after we've got everything fed and watered. So with that, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more of this series or our new series or any of our other videos, hit the subscribe button. And with that, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.